Welcome to another movie plot and enjoy the memories. It begins in a post-apocalyptic wasteland with a young farmhand alerting his village that the Juggers are coming. 5 athletes approach the hometown champions and challenge them to a game of modified football that's apparently all the rage. It's played with a dog skull that they probably ate beforehand and requires everybody to wear makeshift armor as most of the team just spend the whole game fighting. The 3 safeties are called beaters and include the captain Sallow as well as his 2 longtime friends Mbulu and Big Cimber. Along with a 4th called the Chen for his mandatory weapon Gar, and the team are tasked with protecting a running back called a Quick. Known only as Dog Boy, this scarred up sprinter's the only one with a real mission and must win the game by planting the pooch's noggin on a wooden spike. When the 2 teams meet on the field, an excited crowd gathers, including a local farm girl Kidda, as she also plays Quick for the Juggers. The remains of last night's dinner is placed between the 2 sides, but our Dog Boy's fast enough that he wins the initial draw. Everyone begins to just beat the crap out of each other in a bloody game of American gladiators and don't even really bother to help protect him. The opponent's chain cripples one of Dog Boy's legs, giving their Quick an opportunity to run the skull in himself. But Sallow throws his giant Q-tip crutcher weapon, knocking him to the ground in a veteran move. The guest team also has a manager named Gandhi who provides motivation for them with chants of "you can do it" from the sidelines. It encourages Dog Boy to get back up and hold down the Quick until the round can end, as they have another 2 rounds to come back and win. Since there aren't any timekeepers in the future, some old dude just chucks rocks at a piece of metal, and when he reaches 100 our players get to take a rest. Cimber remarks at how surprisingly strong this small village is and that Dog Boy doesn't even think he'll make it another 20 stones. He's at least doing better than the other guy whose corpse gets taken off the field and replaced by Kidda, who begins warming up. Their captain warns her to watch out for Sallow, as he's a former league player who are known for dominating these Dogtown games. When they take the field, Kidda's already heckling Dog Boy, and as the round starts she loses the draw, so breaks Dog Boy's leg in response. Sallow knocks down a beater and Cinder pins him, allowing the captain and Chain to surround the Quick and nearly take her head off. Their own Quick recovers the skull and hobbles his broken-legged self over to the post, where he plants it and wins the game for the guests. As a show of good sportsmanship, all the beaters have what's called the salute of the Jugger, while the injured Quicks are taken away for treatment. Kidda's mother's confused as to why she would do this, but her whole motivation seems to be wanting to be as good as Sallow. He's currently enjoying a party in the village, while the other victors are shown to a bunch of malnourished singles to presumably roll around in the dirt with. The next day the Juggers have all healed except for Dog Boy and depart the village with him slowly trailing along at the back. Before they get far, Kidda ditches her family and catches up to the team to ask if she can replace their Quick since their current one's broken. They claim that Dog Boy's injuries will heal, but Kidda still follows them as she knows the kind of damage that she caused. In the extended edition, the Juggers get stopped in the morning by a wasteland security force who have the only car in the whole movie. They force our team to pay a toll as they all get down on one knee like it's just standard procedure when these guys show up. The thugs damage Dog's leg even more and take all Gandhi's stuff before departing in the vehicle that probably got this scene cut. Back to all versions of the movie, Dog Boy's now completely unable to walk, so Mbulu offers to carry him, but the Quick has too much pride. He says to just leave him some rations and he'll catch up to them again later, but we never see him again, so he probably died. Or Kidda murdered him, as she shows up immediately after they depart and gives them no other choice but to try her out. They give her a skull and expect her to get past the beaters, but that's a ridiculous asking, as Sallow just keeps predicting her movements. Gar's told to see how she goes with his lack of protection, as he's clearly the worst of the team, but she uses his distraction to make it past the beaters. She does however get taken down by Gandhi just for a laugh, but the team see her potential and allow Kidda to join their ranks. They travel to the next town on a tour of the wasteland, which is a bit more bustling than the last and is home to an infamous beater with one eyeball. Kidda gears up with the rest of the Juggers and moves around the center circle like a damn spider monkey, eyeing off her opponent. Somebody's grandma tosses the rocks, so it's probably going to be a long one, and Kidda's immediately elbowed in the face as if she hasn't got what it takes. The cycloptic Jugger prevents Sallow from doing his thing, and just when it looks like all hope's lost, Kidda gets up and runs down the slower Quick. The movie does a great job of making these scenes dramatic, except for whenever it shows this guy and Kidda donkey punches the ball carrier before biting his ear off. She snatches the dog's skull from his hands and with the assistance of the Chain gets her first touchdown to the cheers of nobody but Gandhi. He stitches up the MVP, as everybody else would probably just sew her arms together, while Sallow gets confronted by the losing team. It's only another moment to show how friendly these rival Juggers are, while Kidda brings up the League of 9 Cities to Gandhi. He says that Sallow once played for the League, who hold their games beneath the wasteland in an underground stadium called the Red City. It gives us an actual goal for the movie, as Kidda wants to visit when hearing about a League player's extravagant lifestyle, so we have a montage of the team training. They go around defeating a variety of challengers, but in every town they visit, all of the men who aren't Juggers look skinny and malnourished. It disappoints Kidda, who's left to shack up with Gar, as none of the local weaklings seem to be very much appealing. Sallow enters and remarks that Juggers can't get busy post-game, as they soon learn when it just feels like rubbing two wounds together. Kidda tries to convince Sallow to rejoin the league, but he was banished long ago for having an affair with the Overlord's wife. It's not until at one of their common Dogtown matches, when he loses an eyeball, does Sallow start seeing things differently. As Gandhi stitches his eye hole shut to keep out the dirt, Sallow decides that if he's going to slowly get beaten to death, it's going to be in pursuit of a bigger paycheck. He leads the Juggers north to the entrance of the Red City, and when asked about his first tryout, Sallow says that his previous team only lasted for 29 stones. A confused Gar asks why they even got accepted into the league then if they weren't able to win, but Sallow says that nobody had ever made it that far. When it's their turn, the team get funneled onto an elevator by the same browncoats that robbed them and taken deep underground. It takes so long that the people riding the lift have enough time to take a nap before arriving at the thriving streets of the Red City. Gandhi orders them all food, but when some of the team take off before the cat pies even arrive, he just pretends like he didn't order them. Kidda follows Sallow through the walkway beneath the Jugger Coliseum, where a bunch of the wealthy from upper levels come down to watch the brutal matches. When it's finished, the beater Gonzo gets called over to the shadows by Sallow, as they're old friends from before he had a metal plate in his head. He introduces the new Quick and gets him to organize a meeting with the League Council to show off the collection of beautiful canine skulls that they've acquired. They dispute whether to let the team join, while Gar shows off that he can swing a chain around like the best of them, but nobody's impressed. The member whose wife Sallow boned walks up and recognizes him, so Lord Vile convinces the board that they'll get back to the team with a decision. As the other Juggers have dinner together, Sallow and Kidda check into a sideways hotel, which is just a bunch of hammocks stuck to the side of the wall. She talks about the women on the upper levels not having any scars, but Sallow says that he likes deformed women, and I'm pretty sure they shag. Meanwhile, Gonzo's having a feast in the winner's lounge, and we get a glimpse of the life that Sallow lived before he went to town on this dude's wife. It wasn't for love, mind you, as she goes with any champion that'll throw her a bone while appearing to enjoy the taste of the titular blood of heroes. Vile tells Gonzo that his new opponent will be Sallow's team, as he believes his wife's boyfriend is years over the hill and can now finally be beaten. He wants him to permanently damage his old friend on the field, to which Gonzo agrees to begrudgingly, as he enjoys the bug biscuits too much. Gar gets sent to alert the Lovebirds that they've been accepted into the league, and all the Juggers get geared up for a brutal match. The league team is all decked out in modern gear, while our ragtag group of wastelanders are only held together by duct tape and hope. Before it begins, Gonzo pulls another beater to the side and tells him to pin Sallow, which is his way of protecting his friend. The match starts with Kidda putting the hurting on the rival Quick and spending most of the time with the dog trying to fight him off. The beater does what he's ordered and pins Sallow down for the duration of the round, effectively turning it into a 4-on-4. This makes Lord Vile angry as the team reaches 60 stones, and crowds of people from all over the city begin to gather, as nobody's ever made it that far. The focus turns to the league Quick, who beats the skull out of Kidda and makes a dash for the post, but she's still the much quicker player. She stands her ground between the dog's skull and wooden spike until the time runs out, and they become the first team to ever survive for 100 stones. During the final seconds, Cimber put everything she could into preventing a beater from reaching Kidda, but is now too damaged to continue playing. They're about to forfeit when Gandhi volunteers to take her position and is ordered to sit on the big guy like he did to Sallow in the previous round. Gonzo confers with Lord Vile, who's angry that he didn't go after Sallow and basically just tells him to do it this round instead. They all take their positions, and Gandhi looks cute in his little Jugger cap, but when the match begins, he's no pushover and immediately subdues his opponent. Kidda and the Quick wrestle over the skull, while Sallow and Gonzo take each other on in a vicious back and forth where all the damage is hidden by their armor. Eventually, Sallow knocks Gonzo out and takes off his helmet before staring down Vile with his beautiful baby blue. He then knocks the league Quick out with a roundhouse to the back of the head and tells Kidda to carry the skull slowly to really rub it in. She looks around and sees the rest of her team holding back the other Juggers, allowing her to walk the skull over and place it on the spike. The crowd goes crazy and the Juggers all make up, while the silk-covered rich people gather around the best Quick in the league. Sallow gives her a smile, and this is where the American version of the movie ends while the international version continues. Mbulu remains in the Red City to become a member of the league along with Gar, who's shown as the next victim of the vampire woman. Her husband's asked by Gonzo if he's going to kill Sallow, but Vile lets him live, as he says it feels good knowing that he's rotting away in the wasteland. Kidda tearfully watches as Sallow departs with Cimber and Gandhi, who recruits a new team of Juggers including the terrified young Quick. Sallow encourages him with a reminder to play hard as a new team of challenges are shown lurking in the fog. And the movie ends.